Being reported that Caleb Downs, the freshman All-American and the SEC Freshman of the Year, best cornerback, the most tackles that Alabama has seen a freshman make in 50 years, is transferring. We're going to talk about that, the disappointment for Alabama in the transfer portal, and what this looks like. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Let's get this thing started. What do you say, everybody? I'm Mick Gillispie. Welcome to the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel, and let's get this thing started. First off, it appears to be true. We knew that it was a possibility, but Caleb Downs, according to On3 and other sources, has entered the transfer portal. Alabama tried to keep him. A full court press was on to make him comfortable, to let him know how important he was to the program, to basically try to keep him from leaving. And today he has entered the transfer portal. Yesterday he was named an All-American, and today he's leaving. Downs was as you guys know, the Sean Alexander Award winner, Freshman of the Year. Basically, he was freshman All-American. The writers voted him that. He was a second-team All-American. He was SEC Freshman of the Year. And the accolades go on and on and on, and he deserves it. I mean, he was just amazing with his ability to tackle. Obviously, for a cornerback to get around those corners and take out guys trying to get to the edge, he was excellent at that. But played in 14 games, and he dominated tackling. I mean, 107 tackles. That was 40 more than Deontay Lawson, who was second, and he led the team. And this is an enormous loss. I mean, this is a guy that you figure you build your defense around. And there had been rumors that this was a possibility, and it happened. So he's leaving. You talk about the list of players that have left Alabama. And since Coach Saban retired, there's been some significant names. But this one obviously is the top of the list, right? So he joins Trey Amos, who was the guy that transferred in last year and leaving. Jake Pope, who went to Georgia, and him are good friends. He's a defensive back. I'd say keep an eye on Georgia with this one. Amari Nyblack, Sean Murphy has gone to Florida State. He's a linebacker. Antonio Kite, another defensive back, left. Des Ricks just committed to to Texas A&M. He was a guy that had signed with Alabama to play there. Isiah Bond, he went to Texas. Looked good with his leased Lamborghini in pictures. So maybe they'll give him enough money to buy that outright, which is really a sweet car. Kendrick Blackshire to Texas. He was from Texas. He's a guy that's played for Alabama, probably would have played a lot more this year, but he's going there. Roydell Williams is going to Florida State. A lot of Alabama players are transferring to Florida State, and they dealt with this too, where they saw a lot of players off of their roster leave when they didn't make the college football playoff. Alabama really, since Nick Saban, hasn't dealt with a lot of this stuff. Ian Jackson, a linebacker in the portal. Monkel Goodwine to South Carolina, defensive lineman. Earl Little Jr., defensive back. Malik Benson, wide receiver, both going to Florida State. Christian Story to Kentucky, saw him a lot last year. Quarterback Eli Holstein to Pittsburgh. Seth McLaughlin, he went to Ohio State. Quarterback Tyler Buckner went to Notre Dame to play lacrosse. He was the first guy to transfer, but he helped Alabama during the playoff run. Ja'Cory Brooks to Louisville. That was early. Isaiah Hastings, linebacker to Syracuse. Anquan Barnes to Colorado. These were some of the early ones. Shaz Preston to Tulane. There's been a lot of players going to Tulane, by the way. Miles Kitzelman to Tennessee, and Terrence Ferguson to Florida State. So that's the list right now. You knew that this was a possibility, but obviously Downs is one that definitely hurts. Now, Alabama's got some other options in the transfer portal, and as schools open up with coaching changes, Alabama will be able to look to other places to get players. And the one criticism that I think a lot of people have about the way that Coach Saban left is that there really wasn't a plan in place for this. And what I mean by that is, he shows up to work and didn't tell the coaches, and then told according to the reports I've heard, told the university at 2:00, told the team at 4:00. No plan in place. Didn't even know if he was really going to leave or stay. And that's kind of the way he's always been. He doesn't want a farewell tour and all of that stuff. But with this, it kind of left Alabama a little bit exposed, and they're trying to figure out how to, basically right the ship, because there's been some rocky seas out there being under siege from teams, schools like Georgia, Florida State, and so we'll see what happens, But anyway, there's going to be some movement coming to Tuscaloosa too. You're going to start seeing some guys transfer in. There's players that are excited to play for Alabama and the coach DeBoer. But there's a lot of money involved in this. And Nick Saban in Alabama, another criticism, and I've heard this for a long time, that they've been slow to the NIL train to get on there, and they need to get on there. We got to get on there fast. So Alabama fans, you've got to figure out how to contribute if you can. And it's got to be a priority moving forward, because the Saban discount, where guys want to come and play for him because they know they're going to go to the NFL, and you don't have to worry about the NIL as much right now, that's over. And you're going to have to pay like a lot of the other schools. I hate to say that. Anyway, that's where we are right now. We'll cover this, figure out what's going on, and hopefully this will be the last guy that Alabama loses. I don't think they could lose a bigger player than Downs. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and roll Tide.